Okay, so if you've been following the combat sports world at all, you know this past Sunday was.
Well, it was someone else.
Yeah, Misfits Boxing 22 at the AO Arena in Manchester. It really delivered on that promise, didn't it? That mix of real athletes and, well, celebrity spectacle.
Absolutely. It was just this wild, unpredictable night. Left everyone buzzing, I think. You had brutal KOs, some genuinely strange moments.
Totally. And we're going to try and unpack some of that today. We've gathered quite a bit of material.
Right?
Stuff from Fox Sports, The Mirror for those quick recaps, but also deeper analysis from channels like the MMA GRU, MMA Crazy on YouTube.
Good ones.
Yeah, and fan takes from Reddit, plus reports from Essentially Sports, Jits Magazine, a whole stack.
So the mission today is really to dig into those big moments from Misfits 22, right?
Exactly. Look at maybe the surprising stuff from the UFC vets, the controversies, always some of those, and you know what it all means.
Yeah, implications for their careers, this whole crossover boxing thing. Should be interesting. Definitely. Might get some aha moments, see how Misfits is kind of shifting things.
All right, let's jump right into the main event then. This is the one everyone was really focused on.
Till versus Rockhold.
Yeah, former UFC champ Luke Rockhold making his pro boxing debut against Darren Till, who, you know, challenged for a UFC title himself.
And Rockhold, people remember that storied UFC career, but this was totally new ground from. First pro boxing fight since he left the UFC back in, what, 2022?
Right. So what was the feeling going in? Those betting odds seemed incredibly one-sided. Were people expecting such a mismatch?
Oh, massively skewed. Odd checker had Till at negative 2,000. Just huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, you bet $2,000 just to win $100. Rockhold was the long shot at plus 1,000.
So that really reflected the thinking, didn't it? Till's boxing background, Rockhold's, let's say, questionable durability later in his MMA run.
Exactly. And what's interesting is the fight kind of played out like that, but the finish was just decisive. Brutal, really.
Till dominated.
Pretty much. Knocked Rockhold down twice. They got that third round KO.
Okay, walk us through it a bit. How did it unfold?
Well, round one, Till worked the body well. Rockhold actually landed a decent left, some jabs too.
Okay.
But right before the bell, Till landed this huge left hand. Hurt Rockhold badly.
And that's when he walked to the wrong corner.
That's the moment, yeah. Just totally dazed. Clear sign right there. Definitely wobbly.
So round two, more pressure from Till.
Yep. Relentless pressure. Landed another big left. Rockhold, showed grit, tried to jab, keep him off.
But the writing was on the wall.
Felt like it. Then the third round, the finish was just nasty. Till backed him up, flurry against the ropes.
And the left hook.
Brutal left hook. Ended it right there. Fox Sports was calling it a KO of the year. Contender. It was a statement, for sure.
And the MMA GRU's analysis sort of saw this coming, highlighting Rockhold's history.
Yeah, they really did. Their breakdown basically said, Toll made it look easy by exploiting that known weakness.
The lead hand defense.
Exactly. Rockhold's always been a bit prone to that left hand. Think Berkovic, think Bisping. When he gets pressured, that lead hand comes away from his face. Maybe because he was often the taller guy?
Could be.
And Tamji just timed it perfectly. Clean shot. Like watching a replay almost.
But the talk after, it wasn't just about the KO, was it? There seemed to be genuine concern for Rockhold.
You're absolutely right. That almost overshadowed the win itself. Rockhold posted that picture with Till, having a beer. So that happens. It's all love.
Yeah, good sportsmanship,
But the reaction online, essentially sports captured, was intense. More brain cells killed, shouldn't be drinking with that concussion, stuff like that.
Wow.
People openly talking about CTE worries, telling him, retire, preserve your health. It was a wave of real concern.
And didn't the drama start even before the fight with Dillon Danis?
Oh, yeah, that's another layer. At the weigh-ins just 2 days before, Danis grabs the mic and claims, I already knocked out Luke Rockhold today.
Seriously?
Yeah. Now, photos showed Danis grabbing Rockhold's throat. Security had to step in. Rockhold posted a picture of a cut on his back, kind of denying it.
But if Danis was telling the truth...
Then Rockhold took 2 big head impacts in just a few days, which, just fuels that fan concern even more. Makes you wonder how much that affected him fight night.
Okay, so Till looked fantastic, dominant. What does this actually do for him now in this Misfits world? Is this a real comeback?
Well, he certainly wasted no time. Right after the win, he's calling out Carl Froch, who was ringside.
Froch, wow, okay.
Yeah, Till had to be held back, shouting about selling out Wembley, calling Froch you heard what he said.
Yeah.
Froch hasn't fought since 2014, just kind of ignored him, left, Seemed more interested in maybe a Groves trilogy fight.
So Till wants those big paydays.
Clearly. Shows his ambition right away.
And the MMA GRU had some bold takes on Till's future after this. Still in his prime. That feels like a strong statement after his UFC slide.
It is. They suggested this is a new run for Till, that he's the man of misfits right now. Believes he's still prime age for boxing anyway.
So, right for those big crossover fights. Jake Paul, KSI, maybe Tommy Fury again.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
And it's not just the money, right? It's the huge audience, the chance to rebuild his brand outside the traditional MMA path.
Interesting.
Yeah, and they even floated the idea, if he keeps winning big like this, maybe even a UFC return down the line.
Right.
Pointed out his improved body work, those nasty hands.
So, Misfits as a platform for reinvention, maybe even a path back.
Exactly. Blurs those lines of what a fighter's career path looks like.
Speaking of UFC vets finding new paths, let's talk Tony Ferguson. That felt like a really big moment for him and his fans, didn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Huge story. After that brutal 8-fight losing streak in MMA,
Yeah.
he steps into pro boxing for the first time at Misfits as a big underdog, too, plus 340 against Salt Papi.
Who's got some boxing experience now, the influencer guy.
Right. And Ferguson gets the TKO win in the third.
Yeah.
It felt like turning back the clock for a lot of people.
How did that fight play out? Salt Papi started strong, I heard.
He did. Landed some big lefts in the first 2 rounds, actually wobbled Ferguson a few times.
But it's Ferguson, so... Exactly. Legendary toughness. Just ate the shots. Stayed in there. Kept pressing forward. MMA Guru called him a... We'll use some colorful language about his toughness and chin.
Okay.
Then in the third, Ferguson just turned up the heat. Backed Papi up. Body shots, punches upstairs.
But then the stoppage, that was a bit controversial, wasn't it?
It really was. The ref jumped in while Salt Papi was still covering up. MMA Guru called it one of the earliest stoppages I've ever seen.
Especially compared to other fights on the card.
Right. They mentioned other fights had standing 8 counts. You know, give the fighter a moment if they're hurt but on their feet. Papi didn't get that here.
So it felt a bit like Ferguson got robbed of a proper finish.
Kind of, yeah. Even though he was clearly winning. The sudden stop definitely sparked some debate.
But regardless of how it ended, the emotion from Ferguson afterwards, that was powerful.
It really was. Dropped to his knees, visibly emotional, first win in over a year.
And they crowned him the Misfits interim middleweight champ.
Yep. Just a huge, deeply personal moment for him after such a rough patch. You couldn't help but feel happy for the guy.
Definitely a feel-good story there. Okay, shifting gears again. Dillon Danis. Not boxing, but the first Misfits MMA fight, and it was quick.
Blink and you miss it quick. Misfits history, first MMA bout.
Yeah.
Danis versus Warren Spencer.
Danis was a massive favorite, right? Negative 1,200.
Huge favorite.
Yeah.
And he won by submission in, well, officially 15 seconds. Some ringside reports said maybe even 6 seconds.
Wow.
Well, Spencer apparently asked Danis not to grapple beforehand, but then he clenched up almost immediately.
Mistake against Danis.
Big mistake. Danis is at Marcelo Garcia black belt, a legit BJJ guy, as the guru pointed out. Locked up an arm and guillotine instantly.
Took him down.
Yep, took him down, straight to mount, squeeze for the tap, super quick, crowned the Misfits MMA light heavyweight champ. Just a reminder of his grappling skills.
And Danis being Danis, he was already looking past Spencer post-fight.
Oh, yeah. Stirring the pot immediately. Seemed to make some kind of verbal agreement with Eddie Hall, the strongman, for a future fight.
Eddie Hall? Seriously?
Yeah, Hall apparently agreed to try and get under 300 pounds for it.
That's ambitious.
Yeah, definitely. And MMA Guru threw out other names, too, like maybe Tony Ferguson, imagine that crossover, or a KSI rematch.
Yeah.
You know, Danis sells fights.
He certainly generates buzz, controversy or not.
Exactly. He's a valuable commodity in that Misfits landscape, love or hate him.
So, beyond these big names and their dramas, Misfits 22 still had that core element, right? The reality stars, the influencers, that's a big part of their appeal.
Absolutely. It reinforces that unique blend. You had Joey Essex, the UK reality star.
Right, his pro debut.
Yeah, against João Numero Barbosa, a Portuguese influencer. Essex was actually the underdog, net under 225.
And he won.
Won by majority decision. The Mirror called it a grueling slugfest. Both guys got standing counts. And his cousin, Demi Sims, won her debut on the same card, too.
So these aren't just filler fights. They're a key part of the draw.
For a huge part of the audience, definitely. It's that mix of celebrity culture and actual combat.
Which ties into how Misfits seems to deliberately create this chaotic energy, focus on getting those viral moments. It feels like a strategy.
It totally is. Like Ozshaker pointed out, it's as much about entertainment and surprise as it is pure technical skill sometimes.
And the MMA Crazy press conference analysis said Misfits is in the business of bringing about viral moments.
Exactly. Finding fighters that will make news.
Mhm.
And that's really insightful because it shows Misfits isn't just offering a stage, it's kind of subtly changing what success means in combat sports.
How so?
Well, for someone like Till, a dominant win is the success, maybe a path back. But for others, maybe the viral moment itself or just a big payday becomes the goal, separate from, say, winning a traditional title.
Right, creates a tension between sport and pure entertainment.
Precisely. And that tension is the Misfits brand in a way. Spectacle is often the product as much as the sport itself.
That's a really interesting point, which makes you think, for you, the listener, wanting to rewatch these moments, how easy is that, given the focus on the live spectacle?
Yeah, the fan experience there is telling. Found a Reddit thread asking just that. Can you watch a replay? People wanted the whole thing, ring walks, the talk, the hype.
But it's hard to find full replays?
Often, yeah. Highlights are everywhere, viral clips pop up instantly.
Yeah.
But the full event replay can be trickier to track down sometimes.
Which speaks to their strategy, right? Creating that live, must-see-now feeling.
Exactly. It's about that immediate impact, that FOMO fear of missing out driving live views, rather than building a library of easily rewatchable events like traditional sports might.
Okay, so we've covered a ton. Till's KO, Rockhold's rough night, Ferguson's emotional win, Danis' quick sub. Misfits 22 definitely delivered that promised blend of celebrity, action, and controversy.
For sure. And connecting it a bigger picture, it really highlights how combat sports is just evolving, not just the fights, but the whole purpose around them.
A new stage for former elites.
Yeah, and a place to redefine success. Is it a title? Is it cultural impact? Is it just a massive check? Misfits allows for all of those.
That blend of skill and sometimes chaotic personality.
Right. It's crafting a whole new narrative for what a fight event even is, pushing boundaries that, frankly, other promotions wouldn't touch. The spectacle is often the point.
Which leads to a big question for you, our listener, thinking about the future.
Indeed. As these crossover events keep growing, does the focus shift even more towards that spectacle, that personality? Maybe even sometimes, at the expense of traditional skill or athletic integrity.
Or will that core demand for high-level technique always kind of win out in the end? Where does the balance lie?
It's fascinating to watch. Think about how these events are challenging our old ideas of sport versus entertainment. What doors does that open for fighters, for fans? It's an experiment playing out right in front of us.